If you're about to fly anytime soon and you're pregnant, or you think you're going to be pregnant, or maybe you have a toddler in tow with you, then you're going to want to watch this video with me today. Today, I am watching Flying for the First Time Pregnant and with a 1-year-old. This is by Kay and Tay, who are pretty popular YouTubers. They have 3.53 million subscribers. In this video, they're basically going to record their trip to, it says, the ultimate birthday getaway to Hawaii. And right after he booked it, she found out she was pregnant. As a flight attendant, I have a lot of advice on if you want to fly pregnant and if you want to fly with a 1-year-old. So let's see what they have to say in this video today, and I will definitely give you my 2 cents, probably throughout the video. If not throughout the video, then definitely at the end. Also, a new thing that I'm doing now is at the end I say grab your remote. That's because a lot of times I'm not going to react to the full video. I only react to, I think, the most relevant parts. If you want to see the whole video when I say grab your remote, then that means that this video is about to pop up at the end in that little box that comes up whenever you're watching a video, and you can click on it on your TV or your computer or your phone, along with a video that YouTube thinks you should watch of mine. When you hear me say grab your remote, make sure you go and grab your remote. For now, let's go ahead and watch this.
I surprised my wife with a dream vacation to Hawaii for her birthday.
This is so pretty.
But there's just one problem. Shortly after making all the arrangements for the trip, we found out she's pregnant. For those of you who have never been pregnant, just know traveling and pregnancy, they don't mix.
I'm feeling a little nauseous.
Kay has just informed me that yet again she has to go to the doctor. For nausea.
I think it's worse right now just because of all the anxiety, but
This is pregnancy swelling right here.
Morning sickness, bathroom breaks, light anxiety, a 1-year-old. These are just a few of the things standing in between my wife and her dream birthday vacation. So how am I supposed to make this the best birthday vacation ever with all this going on? Stick around because I've got a few tricks up my sleeve. And one big trick at the end that actually saved the whole trip. So trust me, you do not want to miss it.
Ellie, are you already awake? She's like, I'm not opening my eyes yet.
oh, good morning.
Are you ready for Hawaii?
Are we going to Hawaii? You want your stuffies?
She looks so
Aw,
sweet.
I want your dolly. You're so sweet. You want to get dressed? Oh, that's not the one she wanted. Oh, look. No, that's not the one she wanted.
After waking up Ellie, we got ready, we finished packing. We brought our bags downstairs and we headed to the airport.
I'm excited.
You excited?
Yes, it's a little chilly.
How's it going so far, Kay?
It's been chaotic this morning.
Chaotic?
Yes, and look at your line you have to wait in. I have a 2-minute wait.
You want me to take Ellie?
You want to?
I can take Ellie. If you take my bag.
Okay, you need her tickets then.
Have fun.
All right.
I'll
see
take
you on
Ellie.
the other side.
How did I get my bag and Ellie?
I have my bag. And Kinsley. I have Kinsley and her bag.
Oh, look
Okay,
at
have
cute little
fun.
belly.
All right, Kay, what do you need first?
Coffee and breakfast, and hopefully in the direction of wherever our gate is.
I think we're B18.
B18. This is B9. We're really close. Perfect.
So Kay really wanted McDonald's, and we looked at the kiosk. It was 30 gates away, so we have to walk 30 gates.
It was literally that or Panda Express, and it's breakfast. I mean, I feel like McDonald's is worth it.
Oh yeah?
I love McDonald's
Oh.
breakfast. Ellie, are you excited for a hash brown? Yeah, we're going.
The airport looks familiar to me, but
It's
then
at
again, they all
49,
look
and there's
familiar to
one
me.
at 41. It lied. We're already here.
I'm wondering if they're in Dallas.
Paper straws.
Might be Dallas.
What's wrong?
I'm feeling a little nauseous.
You're feeling nauseous.
Yes.
Is it the McDonald's?
I thought that's why I was nauseous, because I was hungry. But now I'm eating and it's not getting better.
What do you need?
And after we ate, we boarded our plane, preparing to fly for the next 10 hours.
Boy,
Hey.
10 hours.
That's you.
So here are some of the things I'm doing to make it easier on Kay. So the first thing I did to make this trip more relaxing for Kay actually happened over a month ago. So soon after she told me she was pregnant, I actually booked an extra seat for Ellie so we could get the entire road to ourselves. And that might seem like a small change at first, but getting Ellie out of our laps and into her own seat was huge. Now we can all be more comfortable and Kay gets the aisle seat.
Excellent. Excellent choice.
Why the aisle seat, you may ask? Well, when you're pregnant, something happens. You suddenly need to go to the bathroom like 100% more often. I actually looked this up. It's true. That's like twice as much. So by giving Kay the aisle seat, I'm making those bathroom breaks way easier. And oh, did that help us on this 7-hour flight.
As pregnant as she is, I'm not surprised. That's quite a belly right there.
So I actually lost count of how many times Kay went to the bathroom on this flight because she went so many times. Her bladder has just been all over the place. But what hasn't been all over the place is her digestion. And that's thanks to Seed's. The second thing I did to help my pregnant Kay during this trip, compression socks. They are super important for reducing swelling and making sure that Kay's legs feel good during this long flight. In my search to find ways to make it easier for pregnant people to travel, I learned that pregnancy makes your body do some pretty weird things. And one of those things is swelling. So once we got settled in our row, I pulled them out and handed them to Kay. And she was so relieved. And honestly, it's one of those things that made a big difference in keeping her comfortable for the long flight.
Kay says it feels cursed to be barefoot in an airplane. Like that?
Yeah, I didn't have this nice whenever I had a belly, like when I was in the hospital. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is about to help my swelling so much.
Dang. This is pregnancy swelling right here.
Do you see it though?
Yeah.
Is it like, I can't really tell, but I can feel it.
I just paused it because I do have some advice on the compression socks. One of my things as a flight attendant that's kind of a pet peeve for me is when I see people coming to the airport in flip-flops. Pregnant women obviously would want to wear flip-flops because their ankles swell, their feet swell, they get very uncomfortable. Here's the thing, nowadays, especially in 2025, you are very likely going to be running through an airport. Running in flip-flops, you may think you can do that, that's fine. Some of these airports are anywhere from half a mile to a mile long, and I don't think you want to run in flip-flops for half a mile to a mile. What I recommend is you might want to take some flip-flops in your carry-on if flip-flops are your thing when you're pregnant, but wear sneakers in the airport. And I do recommend that you put your compression socks on before you board the plane, simply because once the plane pressurizes, it can take longer for the swelling in your ankles to go down. So I would recommend putting on your compression socks earlier in the day and then just wearing sneakers if you're pregnant. That's one tip that I have. Another tip that I have, she was talking about nausea. This is one of the things that I feel you absolutely must have if you're pregnant and traveling. 18 years ago, I was pregnant with my youngest, and it was the first time that I flew while pregnant. And it was the first and only time I have ever thrown up on a plane. And it wasn't just a little bit of throw up. I literally thought I was about to lose a kidney. I was terrified at the thought of flying back. I had flown from Santa Barbara to Phoenix, and I was thinking, man, should I just take the bus back from Phoenix to Ventura? That would have been like an 8 to 12 hour bus ride compared to the hour-and-a-half flight from Phoenix to Santa Barbara. I was really scared, but I was really seriously considering it because I did not want to spend another flight throwing up. Throwing up is definitely not my thing. I don't handle it well. I did some research and I came across these C-bands, and you can get these at Walmart. They're like $8 at Walmart. If they have them, they usually put them on the bottom shelf, usually right next to the Dramamine. Walgreens and CVS probably has it, but I think they sell it for like $12. The other thing I recommend is this right here, because obviously you can't take anything when you're pregnant. This Vertigo Essential Oil. It's ginger oil, and you just rub a little bit of it behind your ears. Works fantastic as well. But what the C-bands is it's got this little ball that goes right on the middle of your wrist, and you put one on each one, and it's amazing. It works like a charm, not only on the plane, but off the plane. So if you're pregnant and you're prone to nausea at all, I cannot recommend these highly enough. I will link both of these products down in the description below. But yeah, let's go on.
It's amazing what just a pair of socks will do.
Feel like a hug.
Yeah, it's like hugging my legs. It's like a leg hug. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That brings me to the next thing I did to help my wife with an easier travel day: snacks. Pregnancy cravings are no joke, especially for Kay. And so I packed a ton of them.
We have Bart Thanos. Next we have the Club Cheddar Sandwich Cracker.
And open those later because they get crumbs everywhere.
That's true. A payday.
Trust me, when you're pregnant, keeping those cravings satisfied is key to staying comfortable.
That's
And
so
honestly,
much
I think
sugar.
this was Kay's favorite part. I mean, she was devouring the snacks. She was so happy. This was probably the biggest thing. Even if you're not
Okay, anybody else been pregnant and just think that that's too much sugar for your pregnant belly, considering the fact that a lot of women get gestational diabetes, especially in the 3rd trimester, I believe. I know that was a fear for me. I would go for healthier snacks like nuts, something saltier to relieve the stomach. I mean, that's very sweet that he did that, but I don't think he's considering the sugar part. And I'm sure there's different snacks that you'd want to have for the child too, if you know what I mean.
pregnant, you guys should be bringing snacks on the plane.
I didn't think about the storage of it all though, so now Kate,
Look at all that sugar.
her trying to deal with
I'd want to throw up.
I think if they come by, they're still gonna ask me if I want snacks.
No.
Right next to the bathroom too. Not necessarily a good
Ellie
thing.
wants to try Cheetah.
What?
If you are booking for a pregnant woman, you probably won't want to put her that close to the bathroom. Pregnant women are more sensitive to smells, and the bathrooms generally smell no matter what. Now, if for some reason you are sitting on a plane and there's a smell that's overwhelming and you're pregnant, go up to the flight attendants, let them know that you're feeling nauseous because you can smell stuff. Ask them if it would be okay if you could just get a pack of coffee. Then literally all you have to do is open it and have it on your tray table, and it will get rid of all the smells around you. At first you'll just smell the coffee and then all the other smells will go away. Another thing that works really well, especially if you're prone to motion sickness, is ask for hand sanitizer packets from the flight attendants or bring your own sanitizer. Apparently, just smelling sanitizer also helps relieve nausea. It's great that he put her on the aisle. It's great that he booked a seat for the baby, especially for a 10-hour flight. I've seen a lot of single moms travel with their kids. If you happen to be a single parent who's traveling with your kids, whether male or female, if you need to use the restroom, I find a lot of parents take the kid with them to the restroom. You can also ask the flight attendant if they could help out. A lot of them are willing to because a lot of them really love kids. They can go and sit in your seat for you, maybe while the kid is sleeping, or sometimes while the kid's awake if the kid likes them. Sometimes they're willing to hold the kid while you're in the bathroom. Just a thought if you're traveling by yourself with a baby, with a toddler, or even with the older kids.
You good?
I don't think she likes it.
That's pretty good.
Too much sugar. I don't know. If too much sugar was a problem for you while you were pregnant, drop a comment below so other people know. Like, what are your favorite snacks to travel with? Not only with kids,
Is that your favorite snack of the
but
day?
with other while you're pregnant.
And as we get ready to land, you're probably wondering what the mystery trick was that I was talking about and what helped it go so smoothly. And the answer is me. Throughout this journey today, I've made sure to be as attentive as possible, take care of Ellie whenever I can to help Kay feel less anxious and more relaxed. When we sat down at our 3 seats, you may have noticed I put Ellie by the window. That was the furthest from Kay, and I did that on purpose. I did it so that I could handle anything Ellie needed without disturbing Kay. I brought this amazing airplane child bed for Ellie so I could handle diaper changes, naps, and anything that she might need without having to stress Kay out, and I think that made a huge difference. Overall, by stepping up and taking over as many of our shared responsibilities as I could, I was able to give Kay a much needed relaxing trip. And now we've made it to Hawaii.
I definitely cut some things out of that video. Now I'm going to talk about some things they could have done to make the trip even better for themselves. First of all, look at this stroller. This is actually a car seat that snaps on to a particular type of stroller. These are fantastic. There's even smaller strollers you can get that are like this, but one of the nice things about these frames that the car seats snap onto is that you can often take them into the plane with you and tuck them under the seat or in the overhead bin. If it can't fit under the seat though, then you can't bring it with you. If you're planning on taking a car seat like that, this is a good thing to do. I did notice once they got into the airplane, at one point, they did have the car seat showing in the seat next to them. So you could see the handle there. They basically did use the car seat to take off. Now, this baby is a 1-year-old, they said right in the title. Here's something that you might want to know. Let's say your kid is 2 years old. You are only allowed to hold your child if they are under the age of 2 on your lap when you take off. If they're over 2 years old, you have to buy them a seat. You are not required to put a car seat in that seat for taxi, takeoff, and landing. But if you don't buckle it in, then you do have to check it. And if you want to know, is the car seat good for a plane? All you have to do is look at the label on the side of the car seat because that's what the gate agents are going to look at. Now, this is the sketchy part. If the child is under 2 years old, you can hold them for taxi, takeoff, and landing. Now, there are going to be some flight attendants who are going to be like, you bought that seat for the child must stay in that seat. And then your child's going to scream and cry because it wants to be held. If you tell the flight attendant, my child is going to be 2 years old next month, we're not going to look twice at you if you want to hold your child, especially if the child is screaming. Most of us would much rather have that child not screaming for taxi, takeoff, and landing. Speaking of taxi, takeoff, and landing, if you want to make it easier on a toddler, a lot of parents use pacifiers. They use baby bottles for something for them to chew on. For older kids, you usually give them gum. Some women are like, oh, I'm just going to breastfeed. I wouldn't necessarily want my kid chopping on my nipple while I'm taking off in the air and landing. So the other thing you can do is you can get headsets like this. As long as they cover the entire ear, these will block the pressurizing that happens within the plane. So you could put that on them for taxi, takeoff, and landing so that when they get into the sky, you can take it off and their ears will adjust faster. And the same thing as you start to descend and you start to feel your own ears pop where they start to get weird about it, pop them back on. One of the great things too is there's a lot of different headphones you can get. If I were to get some for my child, I would go for Bluetooth ones, just because then you don't have the wire in the way. I would also look for something with ears like this, not something like this. You want it to completely cover the ear. The kid might like it. You might want something like this for when they go to sleep, because then you can have the volume right there and they can listen to the sound of whatever they're listening to and it'll help muffle the noise. But something with ears or something fun with like superhero colors. There's a lot of really great headsets that you can get for your child. The ones I see most often with the kids are the ones with the ears. The kids really seem to love those, especially smaller babies. The other thing too is if you don't want to use a pacifier or a baby bottle and your kid's too small for gum, a sucker works really, really well. Just any kind of sucker. You want it to be small enough for them to actually suck on. When my kids were younger, I had found out about these lollipops that you could give them, especially there were some for babies too, and they could suck on them when their throat hurts. They do make a type of sucker, like kids cough, cold, throat. They do make suckers that do have medicine in them, which can actually help kids' travel sickness. I'll link this one in the description below. If you can find these in your area, they will usually be at Walgreens. Another good option is to look for sugar-free lollipops because nobody really wants to give their kids extra sugar, especially when they're taking off. These ones say Lollipops Clean Teeth Lollipops, anti-cavity and sugar-free. That's a good option also that I will link at the bottom. Another thing that I encourage a lot of parents to do when they're in the airport is to let their kids run around. If you're in a hurry to get from one gate to another gate, then obviously throw them in the stroller, pick them up, run with them, whatever you need to do. But if you have plenty of time, let them walk. Yes, you're going to walk a lot slower, but what are you in a hurry for if you've got a lot of time? The more they do that, the more tired they'll be, the more likely they'll be to sleep on the plane. The other thing, too, is you might want to take the evening flights, the last flight of the day. But make sure that if you're making a connecting flight, make sure that your connecting flight is at least 2 flights before the last flight of the day. Because nowadays, everybody's misconnecting all the time. Pretty sure it has to do with the fact that we're so short on air traffic controllers. You don't want to shoot for the last flight of the day. You want to shoot for at least 2 to 3 flights before the last flight of the day if you have a connecting flight. That way, if you miss one, they'll automatically roll you over. If you shoot for that last flight of the day, you are going to spend the night in the airport. Here are some of these airplane beds that they were talking about. I will link them in the description below. I honestly don't see a lot of them. Most people don't bother, but I think it's a pretty good idea, especially if you want to change the baby. You don't want to change the baby on the table, which some parents do. It'll break the table and you could possibly hurt your child. If you try to do it in the bathroom, it's a very tight fit in there. So that's actually not a bad idea, especially if it blows up. I will link the less expensive one here. Look at that, 4.5 stars. I'll link that one in the description below. And look, it comes with a blow up air pillow, which is really nice. Instead, what I would recommend if you are traveling with a child and you can't afford something like this, this, or you don't have time to get something like this. Bring a simple pillowcase, maybe a body pillowcase. I like the fuzzy ones from Target. This one right here, $10. It comes in different colors. This is the one that I like. It's got a zipper on the end. You can shove some clothes into it. It's a full body pillow. What's really nice about it is you can shove 2 pillows in there. I have to sleep with a body pillow at night, so I always travel with one of these. It's so incredibly soft. It's like hugging a stuffed animal. So if you were to take one of these in the sky with you for your child, you can half stuff it. You don't have to fully stuff it, just stuff the clothes halfway. It's going to give them a pillow. You can wrap the fabric around them to keep them warm. It's not a huge piece of fabric, so you'll want their blanket as well. But the softness, the feel of it is very soothing and comforting, not only to children, but to adults as well. And it keeps you nice and warm. Even in a cold hotel room, in a cold airplane, it adds an extra element of warmth. So that's $10. That's down at Target if you want to just pop in and grab one. Those are the tips and recommendations I would make. You want the evening flights, you want them to walk through the airport. Suckers, cover their ears. Definitely bring toys. Healthier snacks than what they had. You're probably going to buy some snacks while you're in the airport. The nice thing is that in the airport, there's a lot of filtered water fountains where you can refill baby bottles. You can fill larger bottles. You can always ask the flight attendant for a bottle of water. A lot of them are more than willing to give it to you if they see you with a child. They might ask you to wait till after the service just to make sure that they have enough for everyone. A lot of flight attendants, we have hot water on demand, not necessarily cold water. One of the things that I do, if the plane is really cold, I will offer passengers a hot water bottle. What that is basically I take a big water bottle and it's half full with room temperature water, and then I have them pour from the hot water spigot into the bottle until it's warm enough to touch. And then you can stick that under your shirt, under your jacket, in the pillowcase, and it'll add an extra layer of warmth if your child is really cold and maybe you accidentally packed their blanket in the big bag. Those are things to think about. Grab your remote because those 2 videos are about to pop up. This video, because like I said, I did cut some stuff, and my next video. If you guys agree with me, if you disagree with me, if you have other ideas that you think would be awesome, share them with other people, but place it in the comments below. I'm always open to hearing your tips. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao!